A new program at Somerset ISD aims to keep students safe as they make their way to and from school. How the district is using technology or help give parents some peace of mind.
Also coming up here at noon, the Bexar County Sheriff's Department honoring a fallen deputy.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
Keeping students safe, that is the new goal of a new program at Somerset ISD. The district is using technology that will allow parents to know where their child is at all times while on the school bus.
The Somerset ISD initiative starts on Monday, just as students arrive to campus for the start of the new school year. Tiffany Huertas explains how this program will work.
Sometimes parents work out of Somerset area, so they're able to keep track. Okay, my child has arrived at the campus, so they have peace of mind that they've made it to the campus.
Somerset ISD is launching a new tracking system on their buses.
It's a GPS that's put into a hard drive into all of the buses that we use on our transportation facility.
Transportation supervisor Elizabeth Hernandez says students will scan an ID card as they get on and off the bus. Drivers will use a tablet to see how many students have boarded the bus.
It provides a photo of the student, so there's no problem where someone else swiped the incorrect card or somebody else's card. They're able to make that connection. Okay, this person is the correct person. This is the person that I am going to drop off at this address.
Through an app called Unite GPS, parents can see where their child is.
Back at the district's transportation facility, school officials are tracking the buses. This monitor shows where the buses are at all times.
A district official says they used about $130,000 from their stimulus funds for this program. The new system will also monitor other things.
At fueling, mileage, we're able to pull up reports.
Somerset parent Melissa Foz is excited about this new program. Her kids ride the bus for field trips and football games.
Especially on those events that I'm not able to attend. Now knowing how far they are before they get to the school, that'll give me, better peace of mind.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Listen to this. A man is not expected to face charges after a shooting during an attempted robbery on Colebra Road near Ingram. San Antonio police say early this morning a man was on his way to his apartment when 3 men approached him with weapons and tried to rob him. According to police, the victim refused to give up his belongings and instead pulled out his own gun and shot one of the suspects in the neck. That person was taken to the hospital where he later died from his injury. The other 2 suspects involved ran away from the scene.
A robbery victim is stripped of more than just his car and cash. He was also left naked. That's according to police, who accuse Eloise Hernandez of being involved in this crime. Arrest paperwork says that back on August 5th, she beat a 19-year-old man with a gun, breaking his nose. Then Hernandez and another person allegedly stole that man's car, phone, shoes, and over $600 in cash, before then stripping him naked and dumping him at a picnic corner store on the west side, not too far from downtown. Records show Hernandez was arrested yesterday. Her bond now set at $150,000.
A man is dead after being hit by a train on the city's south side. This happened around 2 this morning on West Hutchins, not far from South Zarzamora. Police say the man, who is believed to be in his 20s, was standing on the tracks. But however, the train engineer couldn't stop in time. The man was pronounced dead at the scene.
Let's take a look outside with live cam at this hour. This is a pretty picture, but if those clouds could just make it a little bit more
Come on closer.
Us. Yes.
I'm with you guys. Yeah, you can see the clouds here in the distance. Those are actually starting to bubble up into some showers and storms. We can see that on the visible satellite picture and radar. Let me show it to you right now. In the area that we're watching is just north of San Antonio, from Bandera up to Kerrville and Blanco. Right there, and that's where we're starting to see some small showers popping up, and we'll watch these clouds because they could yield some more rain as we head into the afternoon. And there is a chance here in San Antonio. I know we kind of missed out on the rain yesterday. There is a chance we could see some more today. It's just going to be a matter of kind of where these pop up because they're not going to move very quickly. And so for that reason, too, they could drop some heavy rain wherever they do develop. As we look at the big picture here, there's a stationary boundary draped across Texas. So that is why there is still a chance for rain today. Rain chances drop off a little bit as we head into the weekend. Right now, 91 degrees. It's hot and it's somewhat humid out there. 92 Pleasanton, 92 in New Braunfels. Low 90s for the most part here around San Antonio right now. And the heat index, 94 is what it feels like at the airport, 95 at Stinson, so it is going to be pretty steamy for much of today. KSAT 12-hour forecast, we start to bring the rain chances up a little bit, 30% chance at 3 o'clock. Again, we top out close to 95. Rain chances will stick around into the evening. Shouldn't be a big issue, but have the KSAT weather app with you. If you do have plans this evening, we'll keep you updated if anything pops up in your area. And then temperatures fall back into the 80s tonight. We talk more about the forecast, which includes more rain, some good rain chances next week, plus the tropics heating up. More on that in just a bit.
Thank you, Justin. Well, today the Bexar County Sheriff's Office unveiled the new name to their current Quarry Oaks Law Enforcement Annex. The new name, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Floyd M. Cardenas Law Enforcement Annex. The new name taken after a fallen deputy, Floyd M. Cardenas. Today is the deputy's 1-year death anniversary. Cardenas was a 18-year veteran with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office and was highly respected among his crew and senior members of the SWAT and K-9 units. His family also attending the unveiling.
We are very honored as a family to receive this recognition from my husband, who was dedicated to the county for 18 plus years. I feel like he would be just proud of this new SWAT team, students that went through this pretty intense school, and that he would just like to see that continue.
All right.
His family was very happy to see everyone in attendance and grateful that the department honored him in such a special way.
Today was the last event for the San Antonio Airport Summer of Fun. They brought in their Pups and Planes program to greet travelers. The pups are trained therapy dogs that can help de-stress passengers on a plane and those just walking around the airport. They're also the same therapy dogs used in children's hospitals to help spread smiles and ease anxiety. The pups are often roaming around the airport.
They are allowed to be petted, which is the best thing ever, right? So if you see them, you can pet them. They even have their own trading cards.
Trading cards, collect them all. Other activities in the airport Summer of Fun program included caricature artists, clown and balloon twisters.
Well, happening today, it's move-in day for first-year students that are arriving on Trinity University's campus and settling into their new homes. Both students and their parents are being met by Leroy the Tiger and the entire Trinity team that includes the university's new president, who is also helping students move into their new residence halls. Parents, students, and faculty are all excited about moving and starting the new academic school year.
This first year class is special to us. They are the most academically accomplished and the most diverse class in Trinity's history. And what they're going to find is when they come here, they're going to be engaged right from the beginning from their faculty. Their classmates are going to help them succeed. Everybody's going to present them with opportunities to take the next level in their academic journey.
Well, you know, my mom is kind of like, we gotta go. So we got here extremely early, but we're very excited. And, you know, it's my first day, so a little nervous, but overall really excited about it.
And it's important to note Vanessa Beasley is Trinity University's 20th president, and she's also the first woman to hold that position.
Can't be mad at moms who say, we gotta go. That's what moms
That's
do.
right.
A new panda born in a wildlife park in England is certainly unexpected. What the zookeepers say makes this panda so special.
And Houston Texans head coach Lovie Smith is standing up for his #1 quarterback. Larry will explain later in sports.
And the former financial officer of the Trump Organization pleading guilty, how much time he could serve. Coming up. In New York, former President Donald Trump's longtime chief financial officer has pleaded guilty to a tax fraud scheme that went on for years. Alan Weisselberg will spend 5 months in prison and pay a $2 million fine. He will also have to testify against the Trump Organization because of this indictment. ABC's Rena Roy has that story.
5 months in prison and a $2 million penalty for Alan Weisselberg, the former chief financial officer of the Trump Organization, after he pleaded guilty to 15 felony counts of tax fraud against the federal, state, and local government.
Loyal to the end, Weisselberg decided he would rather spend 5 months in prison rather than turn on his boss and members of the Trump family. His plea agreement does not require him to help the Manhattan District Attorney's Office in the broader criminal investigation of Trump himself.
But the 75-year-old will have to testify against the company he worked at for nearly 50 years. Weisselberg admitting to a judge that he schemed with the Trump Organization to evade taxes for certain executives, including himself, with luxury cars, leased apartments, and school tuition, none of which was declared as income. Weisselberg is the only person to face criminal charges so far in the Manhattan District Attorney's long-running investigation of the company's business practices. The DA says that case is ongoing. The organization saying in a statement that Weisselberg is an honorable man who had been harassed, persecuted, and threatened by law enforcement, adding it will not be entering a guilty plea in its own trial scheduled for fall for the simple reason that they have done nothing wrong.
This is just one of several legal battles for the former president here in New York. The Attorney General of New York also conducting a parallel civil investigation into Trump and his business dealings. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And taking a look outside with live cam, it's 12:13, 92 degrees, some clouds in the distance. And as you mentioned, Myra, hopefully they get closer.
Yeah, are these storms that we're watching, Justin?
Those are storms that we're looking at south of San Antonio. Now, they're not necessarily moving in our direction just yet, but I think we'll see more build as we head into the afternoon hours. The aquifer jumped up today. It's jumped up half a foot to 634.3. No pollen count today, but yesterday molds were high, probably going to stay high as we head into next week with more rain in the forecast. We take a look coming up.
It's been nice to have several days of rain chances, and we've got something to keep tabs on this week, Justin.
That's right.
We do. Yesterday, like I said, San Antonio kind of missed out. The rain was all around us. There were some good totals, though, this morning out in the hill country, and we're starting things a little earlier today than we did yesterday with regards to those storms. Let's get right to the radar. We see some action up there around Sisterdale, and also starting to see some showers pop up around Bandera, and we'll continue to see more of these little pop-ups. Now, they're not going to move very quickly, and that's one thing we do have to be concerned with because they could drop some heavy rain, but you'll notice they're small, so it would be over a very small area. If we can get some growth, maybe some bigger thunderstorms, there could be some heavier rain in spots. Let me zoom in on some of these showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms. We've detected a few lightning strikes here and there. So north of Sisterdale, kind of out over rural areas there in Kendall County, seeing some of those showers there. And then just to the south and west of Comfort, showers starting to pop up. And close to Bandera, between Bandera and Pipe Creek, they're seeing a little shower pop up. And this is kind of the area right in here that I would expect to see a little more development here over the next couple of hours. Nothing here around San Antonio, at least not yet. I think we still could get some isolated storms today. Not all hope is lost if you didn't get rain yesterday. Can't guarantee it this afternoon, but there is a chance there. And if you don't get rain today, well, there's more chances down the line. So it looks a little better next week too. Here's the satellite picture along with the radar, and you can see where these clouds have really started to bubble up there. Bandera over to Blanco and along Highway 290 there to our north. Not a lot of cloud coverage yet here in San Antonio. We can see those clouds, but just not over top of us. I do think, again, some will develop a little bit later today. Here's a look at the forecast. And by, say, 2 o'clock, we're starting to see some of those isolated showers and storms. This is 3 p.m. actually, 30% chance of rain here in town. Some of these try to drop a little bit further south. This is 5 p.m. So around the evening commute, there could be some rain around. And then at 7, 8 o'clock, still some showers here and there. And then by 10 p.m., most of this is starting to die down some. It will definitely be hit or miss. As I said earlier, have the KSAT weather app with you. If there's shower or storm around, it'll let you know. We'll let you know if things do get a little more busy. 93 degrees, 3 o'clock, 30% chance of rain by 5 p.m. There's that 30% chance of rain. We do top out near 95, and this evening we'll see temperatures in the 80s. There's the scene outside, and yeah, you can see the kind of the vertical growth there on some of these clouds as they build up off in the distance as we look off to the north. Temperatures right now 91 degrees at the airport. Dew point is at 67, so that's still elevated. Your feels like number 94 with a southerly breeze at about 9. 92 in New Braunfels, 88 Kerrville, 92 Hondo, 92 in Pleasanton, and mostly 90s go around here in San Antonio. The heat index is legit, 97. That's what it feels like in Helotes, 97 in Bulverde. I would imagine that some of these numbers will jump over 100. So just because the air temperature is not there doesn't mean it doesn't feel that way. And I think a lot of temperatures will be in the mid to upper 90s. San Antonio points south today. With the cloud cover and rain chances, a little cooler up across the hill country. Here's the big picture. Our ridge-of pressure is shoved all the way up to the northwest, and that's one of the reasons we've kind of opened the door for some rain chances, and it stays that way going into next week. Got to point out, too, that we have a developing system here in the Gulf of Mexico. This could become a tropical depression as early as today. Do we need to worry about it? Probably not. 60% chance of development, but the computer models take this into Mexico. This would happen pretty quickly, so it's not going to have a lot of real estate to work with. It will throw some moisture in our direction, though, and that's why I'm hopeful about rain chances next week. 30% chance today, small chances over the weekend. The weekend's mostly quiet, but next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, those are days I want to watch. We've upped the rain chances just a little bit, and there could be some pockets of heavy rain starting up next week. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, several more possibilities.
Yeah, so fingers crossed. Well, let's head on over to Costa Mesa, California, where we know the Cowboys and the Chargers are enjoying much better weather.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys are living it up when they're out there on the West Coast near the beach enjoying all that nice weather. The Cowboys and Chargers wrapped up their dual practices yesterday, and Dak Prescott ended the session with a Hail Mary. Plus, Deshaun Watson has been suspended and fined, but maintains his innocence. Coming up.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb was held out of the team's joint practice with the LA Chargers yesterday while dealing with a cut on his foot. Now, hopefully he had a good shot of this play. Dak Prescott scrambling around and then throws a Hail Mary to the end zone where Warren High School alum Dennis Houston comes down with the ball for a Cowboys touchdown. The undrafted free agent is having a nice camp for sure, and that touchdown was the icing on the cake to wrap up 2 days of practices with the Chargers.
It was definitely good to end on that note, and just being in that situation in the game, having to go Hail Mary with the clock running. The guys did a good job of protecting, giving me a lane, letting me buy some time, jumped up in there, and I saw Simi and Dennis felt like they had a good shot at it and put it up, and I feel like it was just them two fighting for it, and glad we came down with it.
Things got a little chippy yesterday. Cowboys right tackle Terrence Steele takes a straight arm to his face mask, mixing it up with the Chargers D lineman. So the boys will play the Chargers tomorrow night, then return to Frisco to resume training camp. It's the Houston Texans versus the rest of the world, and you really can't blame them. After back-to-back 4-win seasons, not many are giving them a shot to do much better this season. So when QB1 Davis Mills recently told Peter King the Texans are ready to go out and shock the world, ears certainly perked up. Head coach Lovie Smith was asked about Mills saying that and the young QB's level of confidence.
Well, okay, are we capable of winning this year? Now think about what you just had. All right, your quarterback. Yeah, I wouldn't have confidence. That's all he's really saying is that, guys, we've been working hard. I think we're a pretty good football team. And if we do well, you're not picking us to win much, right? I say no one here is. So it's going to probably be a shock if that happens. So I think it's no more than that.
Mills and the Texans will jog onto the field at SoFi Stadium tonight in Inglewood, California to face the Rams at 9 p.m. local time. Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson will serve an 11-game suspension without pay, and he was fined $5 million after he was accused by more than 24 women of sexual misconduct during massage sessions when he was a member of the Houston Texans. The fine and suspension were approved by the NFL and the NFL Players Association. Watson, who will also undergo mandatory evaluation by behavioral experts and follow their suggested treatment program, maintains his innocence.
I'm moving on with my career, with my life, and I'm continuing to stand on my innocence. Just because, settlements and things like that happen doesn't mean that a person is guilty for anything. I feel like the person has the opportunity to stand on his innocence and prove that, and we prove that on the legal side, and we're just going to continue to push forward as an individual and as a person.
We as an organization are going to do everything we can to help him not only be the best football player he can be, but more importantly to be the best person he can be. And we're going to support him in every way possible during the suspension and during what will hopefully be a long career with the Cleveland Browns.
Watson will be eligible to play in Week 13 when the Browns play at the Texans Sunday, December 4th.
Well, we hope all that stuff gets sorted out. He joins his team. Thank you so much, Larry, for all the sports updates.
Sure.
And how homelessness can have a huge impact on your mental health.
Also coming up new today at 5 o'clock is our sizzling hot housing market finally showing signs of cooling down. The number of sales is down for the fourth month in a row as buyers deal with higher home prices and higher mortgage rates. Consumer reporter Marilyn Moritz looks at what this means for buyers and sellers. Coming up today at 5 after Entertainment Tonight. Homelessness affects millions of American youth every single year.
That's right. And does it also have an impact on your health? ABC News' Faith Abubi has more.
To grow up healthy, kids need a lot of things: a reliable source of food, a school where they can thrive, and a home where they feel safe. But finding shelter is unfortunately harder than it should be for many children. More than 4 million American kids face homelessness every year. And now research shows they may have health consequences because of it. A new study of more than 100,000 youth found that those facing homelessness were 3 times more likely to die by suicide than young people who have a home. It also found that homeless youth were up to 5 times more likely to report current substance abuse and 13 times more likely to report a lifetime use of high-risk drugs than youth who are housed. According to the researchers, these findings only reinforce the urgency of ensuring that all kids have housing. With this Medical Minute, I'm Faith Abube, ABC News.
And parts of California's Death Valley National Park is set to reopen this weekend after 2 weeks of record-setting flash flooding in that area. The National Park Services says some of the most popular sites will be open to the public tomorrow. That will be the Furnace Creek Visitor Center, Badwater Basin, Zabriskie Point, and the Mesquite Sand Dunes. The service cautioned that several roads will be closed and visitors should plan ahead. They also urged drivers to exercise extreme caution and watch out for hazards on the roads.
A deadly storm on the island of Corsica, France, has left 5 people dead. That is according to French authorities. Crews recovered 2 bodies from the sea off of Corsica. They are believed to be a 62-year-old fisherman and a female kayaker who were carried away by the storm. 10 people also injured at sea during that storm. Search and rescue efforts included help from the Coast Guard, firefighters, customs, and even some private boats.
Goodness, and taking a look outside here in San Antonio, 1231, 92 degrees.
Those clouds, they look like they're getting higher. Is that promising, Justin?
Well, it is for some of us, not necessarily here in San Antonio. It's still fairly clear skies here in town, but we can see those storms to the north, and they are building up across parts of the hill country areas that got rain yesterday. You may get some more today. You can see these small little downpours as they are, but some of these are carrying some lightning strikes with them. We see that especially across parts of Blanco County and Kendall County. That's where some of these pop-ups are showing up as well. And then back down towards Medina, seeing a little bit of activity. Or in Bandera, excuse me, just northeast of Bandera and south of Comfort is where there's a nice little downpour setting up there. These are not moving very quickly, so you could get some brief heavy rain, but they don't cover a lot of geographical areas. So you got to be kind of underneath one to get the benefits. But north of Sisterdale, good rain there. Candelia, Blanco, up towards Dripping Springs. That's where all the rain is right now. Again, we're not seeing much here around San Antonio. In fact, we're still seeing some mostly clear skies, but the possibility is still there for some isolated storms this afternoon. Right now, 91 at the airport, 93, Pleasanton, 92 in Hondo, and we are looking at heat indices. Well, now up above 100 in Comfort. Feels like 101 there. Feels like 94 at the airport. And the forecast for today, 30% chance of rain this afternoon. It'll be isolated hit or miss type activity. We make it up to about 95. Those rain chances come down tonight. Good news, as we've been talking about all day, we've got more chances next week. We look at that 7-day here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Well, the remains of a World War II veteran who died in combat nearly 80 years ago have been identified. That's according to a federal agency. It says U.S. Army Air Force Sergeant Elvin Phillips died in the summer of 1943 north of Bucharest, Romania. The 23-year-old was a gunner on a B-24 Liberator aircraft that crashed as a result of enemy fire during Operation Tidal Wave. Phillips' remains could not be identified back then. Scientists used modern forensics, including DNA analysis, to make the identification.
Apple today is warning that if you have an Apple device, you need to make sure the software is up to date. The tech giant is making that recommendation after finding what it calls operating system vulnerabilities. It says may have been actively exploited. The company says those vulnerabilities give hackers the ability to take control of a device's operating system and potentially take over your device. Affected products include iPhones dating back to the 6S model, multiple iPad models, and the 7th generation iPod Touch. This warning also extends to Mac computers that are running on the Monterey OS and Apple's Safari browser operating on its Big Sur and Catalina operating systems. Still to come here at noon, it is that time of year for San Antonio's Nutcracker Ballet auditions. We'll give you the dates.
Goodness, already. And the Houston Astros crushed the Chicago White Sox yesterday to wrap up that season series. Larry will explain more in sports.
And a red panda. Have you ever seen one? We'll tell you why this little star is being called a miracle by zookeepers.
These are your top headlines for Cheddar News. Streaming has officially passed cable as the most popular way that Americans watch television. That, according to new data from Nielsen. Streaming now makes up more than a third of all television consumption in the United States. Netflix continues to be the top streaming platform. It took 7.7% of the total share of TV consumption in July. Meanwhile, Google's employee union is now petitioning management to extend abortion care benefits to contractors. The tech giant began offering abortion care benefits to staff employees back in June. That after Roe v. Wade was overturned. The company has 174,000 full-time employees and more than 100,000 contractors. Now, Google is yet to comment. And the Big Ten Conference has signed a massive media deal worth about $1 billion a year. That's $7 billion over the life of the year's contract. The biggest ever television agreement for the College Athletic League includes Fox, CBS, and NBC, but not ESPN. And that's your Cheddar News Update. I'm Baker Machado coming to you from Cheddar Studios in Lower Manhattan.
Well, here's a story to smile about. A red panda cub nicknamed Little Red was just born at the Paradise Wildlife Park in England.
That's right. Zookeepers there are calling this baby a miracle cub, not only because the red panda is endangered, but because, listen to this, the cub's father, Nampang, passed away about a month before the cub was born.
He and Mama Panda Tilly were part of an international breeding program, but Mama hadn't gotten pregnant over the past 4 years, so they thought all hope was lost once Dad Panda passed away. But here's Little Red. A conservation group says there are less than 10,000 red pandas left in the world.
Now, the fast food chain Taco Bell is testing a new plant-based meat alternative at some of its locations.
They announced it has debuted a new crispy melt tacos at some restaurants in Alabama. It is made out of a plant-based protein.
Well, and according to the company, the product is a soy and pea protein blend inspired by classic Taco Bell flavors. Now, the company says the new item has been certified vegan by the American Vegetarian Association.
Taco Bell says those products will be available before the end of the year.
Now, it's one of those most beloved traditions kicking off the holiday season each year, the Nutcracker.
It is way too hot to start talking about this, but here we are. Auditions are being held next week for the Children's Nutcracker 2022, making sugar plum dreams come true for young performers. Tiffany Huertas has a look at the different skills those young performers will gain.
Being on stage is like magical. It's like amazing. It's just like a feeling that's almost indescribable.
Arabella Alvarado has been dancing since she was 3 years old at the Dance Center of San Antonio, performing in big shows like the Nutcracker.
The experience here has been amazing.
With auditions for the Children's Nutcracker 2022 taking place next weekend, Arabella encourages young performers to try out.
Dancing not only makes you improve as a person, but like every single day, it's like you're taught discipline and hard work.
The Children's Ballet of San Antonio is inviting performing artists ages 3 to 19.
From singing to dancing to musicians
to any disciplines of dance like ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop.
The young performers who make it past auditions will get to train with local and international choreographers.
We bring a lot of guests. Some are directors from companies, other ones are renowned choreographers.
Vanessa Bessler with the Children's Ballet of San Antonio says the Children's Nutcracker is designed to make spirits merry and bright.
I think this is an experience that every children should have. It's a big part of the holidays spirit, and it's a big part of the San Antonio community.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Tiffany. And we're keeping with the Christmas theme here. Mariah Carey fans, listen up. She's filed paperwork for a ban to legally market herself as the sole queen of Christmas. As you know, the pop diva's song, All I Want for Christmas Is You, has become a holiday hit. Carey filed the paperwork last year. But the problem is, after the bid became public last month, some fellow singers came out saying they have ties to the Queen of Christmas name, like Elizabeth Chan, who released multiple Christmas tracks during her career, and even as an album called Queen of Christmas.
Isn't the Queen of Christmas, that's Mrs. Claus, right?
Should be.
She is, she doesn't have the patent. but
she should.
But that's her, right?
Yeah, I think you solved the controversy there.
Well, glad I could check that off my list today.
As you look outside with live cam, you can see some clouds building there in the distance. We're noticing some showers and storms building north of San Antonio. We're keeping an eye on the radar for you. 91 degrees so far, the high. We'll be probably right at about average, maybe a little bit above this afternoon. The record is 108, set back in 1986. That will not be in jeopardy today. Radar update for you is coming up.
Okay, another day with a possibility of rain. We're keeping our fingers very crossed. And everything,
yes.
You know, what else? What else?
Do everything you can, wash your car, do all the fun stuff.
Exactly, wash the car. That's what
that always works.
That always works.
Yesterday it was all around us. We didn't get anything or
We've
much
been there
anything.
before.
Yeah, but we have another opportunity today, and if it doesn't happen today, we have some more chances down the line, and that's different from what we've been dealing with all summer. So that's the good news. Let me show you what we do have out there right now. We've got some showers and storms popping up. Basically across the hill country, we're noticing that north around the Comfort area. And we are seeing some lightning strikes with this. So these are some actual thunderstorms, but they're very small. They don't cover a large area. So again, you kind of have to be underneath one of these to really reap the benefits. But as we zoom in here around Comfort, that's where we're seeing some downpours near Center Point on Highway 27 there between Center Point and Comfort. Some rain coming down. And we're noticing that seen a few showers just north of Pipe Creek. Unfortunately, in Pipe Creek, you're just missing out. It's to the north of you. And then seeing some new development there in Kirk County, west of Kerrville. Also, some good development north of Bernie and Kendall County. And then as you get up towards Blanco, some showers and storms. Not here in San Antonio, I know, but we do, again, have the opportunity to see some pop-up showers and storms a little bit later today. It's all going to be a matter of where some of those outflow boundaries go and what gets kicked up. But we are noticing a little bit more cloud cover starting to show up and get a little bit closer to Bexar County. Right now, though, still mostly sunny. And temperatures sitting at 91 degrees at the airport. We can see those towers in the background of those storms. 92 Kelly, 90 at Randolph, and southerly winds right now at the airport at 9 miles per hour. 94 Gonzales, 94 Pleasanton, 92 in Hondo, 89 right now in Kerrville. A little cooler in the hill country, and it will be today because they are getting those clouds and some of that rain. 92 New Braunfels, around Bexar County, 91 Stinson, 91 right now in Helotes. Heat indices are in the mid-90s. It is steamy out there. There's still quite a bit of humidity, so the heat index value is going to get close to 100, I think, this afternoon. So this is one of our computer models, and it does show that we'll continue to see some showers and storms across the hill country through about 3 o'clock. Question will be, will some of those develop a little further south? Still going to keep it a 30% chance around 5 o'clock. And even as we go into this evening, there's a chance for some of these pop-ups here around Bexar County. And by 10 o'clock, I think most of this is starting to die down. So the KSAT 12-hour forecast, 30% chance, 3 p.m. through about 7 or 8 o'clock. And then tonight we'll drop the rain chances with partly cloudy skies and temperatures in the 80s. Rain chances from there on out. Saturday and Sunday, I don't think we see much. The radar should be pretty quiet. But next week, Right now, we're putting our highest rain chances on Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's a time period where we could see some heavy rain, at least in spots. Our high pressure in the upper levels has moved away, and that's why the door's been kind of opened and we haven't had the big time heat. And it really does stay that way going into next week. We're also tracking what's going on here in the Gulf of Mexico, where we have a developing system here. It looks like we could have a tropical depression before the day is over with. But this is going to run out of real estate. Hurricane Center gives us about a 60% chance of development, but it will be making landfall here pretty soon, probably tomorrow in Mexico, and it will weaken very rapidly. So we'll just see some moisture from it. We're not going to have any direct effects. 95 Saturday, 94 Sunday. Then those better rain chances next week, as we talked about, and that means cooler temperatures too.
We don't mind that one bit.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. Well, heading over to the world of sports, Larry, we know San Antonio FC is going to be hitting the road for some good causes. What do you have for us?
Yeah, so yesterday they went down to Uvalde to hold a free soccer clinic, which is pretty darn cool, right? Now, in college football, the Texas Longhorns are about 2 weeks away from their season opener. So who is QB number one? Hudson Card and Quinn Ewers are battling out. Plus, we'll take you down to Uvalde for that soccer clinic coming up. Texas head football coach Steve Sarkisian is still not ready to name his starting quarterback. It comes down to Hudson Card, an Ohio State transfer, and South Lake Carroll product Quinn Ewers with the Horns season opener against Louisiana Monroe September 3rd in Royal Memorial Stadium before hosting Alabama and then UTSA. Sarkisian was asked to describe the competition between the two.
I would say it's tight. I would say both guys are working very hard. They both got great attitudes. I've actually talked to both of them separately just about their mindset, the room, how they're working with and with one another, but yet competing with one another. But I think they both are operating and doing it at a high level. And I think both of them recognize, man, there's room for me to improve.
Kickoff in their season opener in Austin is set for 7 p.m. As part of helping the city of Uvalde in their healing process, Spurs Sports and Entertainment and San Antonio FC held a free clinic last night for the Uvalde Youth Soccer League. SAFC players and staff made the trip to Uvalde to conduct the clinic for 250 young athletes ages 4 to 15 for Tree City Soccer. This all took place at Honey Bowl Stadium.
It was good to get them out here and kind of get back in the zone and, back to normal, something a little normal, and getting that support from everybody outside of Uvalde is really good.
For us, it's all about just letting them be who they are, letting them feel free, letting them feel secure. And so for us, it's an absolute honor to even be out here with them. It's awesome.
Alex Bregman had a monster game yesterday in the regular season finale between the Astros and White Sox. Top of the fourth, he smacks a 2-run homer to left field to make it 10-0 Houston. This after he had a 2-run double in the third inning. Top of the sixth now, when Bregman gets more, he's going to turn on that ball for another 2-run touch-em-all to left field, and it's 12-3 Houston. He went 4 for 6, driving in a career-high 6 runs to help the Astros hammer the White Sox 21-5. Tied for the second most runs in team history. Houston takes the season series 4-3. Rangers hosting the A's in Arlington, and bottom of the fifth, 2-1 for Nathaniel Lowell, and he brings them all home with a 3-run jack to right field. The Rangers go up 7-2, and Texas cruises 10-3. Texas will play at Minnesota tonight. In a Texas League ball, the Missions won at Northwest Arkansas 8-5. It's the Missions' season high, 5th straight win. And earlier this summer, the Alamo 15 Premier Volleyball team won the 2022 United States Junior National Championship in Indianapolis. We're told this is the first time since 2003 that San Antonio has won a national title in the Open Division, the highest of 7 divisions offered by USA Volleyball. The names and coaching staff are there on the screen. Alamo 15 Premier is comprised of several players who attend high school in the San Antonio and surrounding area. Congratulations to the coaching staff and those talented players.
Yeah, big congrats. That's awesome.
Absolutely. And best of luck to the Rangers tonight. And also a huge shout out to San Antonio FC.
Yeah,
for doing that.
That was pretty cool to go down there.
Very
Absolutely.
cool, for sure. Thanks, Larry. All right, it's Friday, so you know it's going to be a fun day down at SA Live.
Yes, and we know it's maybe been also a fun week, but hectic week for a lot of parents, right?
Yes, and that's where the Mom Squad comes in. We have Umi here with us today, and you're talking about ways to help you get organized. This is one of many things that you guys do, but you have a good tip for us today, right?
Yeah, so this is an outbox
and anything that you need to declutter, you put in here.
Got it. All right. And we're going to get more tips from them. Thank you so much, Ami.
And because it's been maybe a hectic week with back to school, what are you grateful for? That's what we want to know.
Yes.
Let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter. Maybe even share a picture.
Yes, we always love seeing those photos. Also, keeping what's close to your heart, close to your home. Sorry, I said your this San Antonio business is adding joy through tiny dwellings that you can put right in your backyard.
And we get ready for high school football season and the KSAT Pigskin Classic with a great spread from the bread box for game day eats. Look at the size of this. Okay, I know that is a sandwich that just Jen and I are going to split.
That's just
I'm
for
just going
two.
to say it right there, all right? Plus, of course, you can get ready to make and ready to assemble yummy lunches.
Yes, this catering menu is new from the bread box just in time for football season, but take a look at those hamburger buns there and the English muffins. That's what they're known for, by the way. I can't wait to sample all of this.
English muffins for hamburgers.
That's what she said.
I love it.
Yeah.
All that and more when SA Live continues.
Art Pace's Chalk It Up is returning to downtown San Antonio for its 18th year. This year's event is scheduled for October 8th.
I've been to it. It's super cool. The event is free and consists of chalk art from local artists, school teams, and the public. Registration is free for groups who want to join in on the Chalk Fund. To find out more information on this event, you can head on over to our website, ksat.com.
Pretty cool.
And temperatures are really starting to warm up out there. We'll be up around 95 this afternoon. There is about a 30% chance of some isolated showers and storms. We're still watching some of that activity north of San Antonio right now. Also, more chances next week. We could see some heavy rain in spots. Something to watch, and we're going to have more updates on this as we get a little bit closer. Of course, meteorologist Adam Caskey will have more at 5, 6, and 10 this evening as well, guys.
All right. Thank you, Justin. That's all of our time for now. Thanks so much for watching.
SA Live starts right now.
Today on SA Live, we make easy back-to-school meals. Yes, it can be done.
Plus, we get ready for high school football season and the KSAT Pigskin Classic with an at-home watch party filled with yummy game day eats.
And how a squad of moms are making back-to-school life easier for you, organizing, doing the laundry, meal prepping, and more.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
My name is Wendy B, aka Wednesday Ball, and you are watching SA Live.
All right, hello and happy Friday. That was Wendy B, and she will be performing an original song for us a little later in the show. Good afternoon, I'm Fiona Gorstiza.
I'm Jen Tobias Stresky.
All right, lights, camera, and action. Our first guest today has gone completely Hollywood abridged.
Yes, got to get that in there. Joining us is Robin Williams. Great name. I know you get that all the time. Artistic Director for Circle Arts Theater. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So when you call to make a reservation,
I get right in right away. Yes. There are no questions asked. Robin Williams, yes, we'll seat you right now.
And somebody did ask you if you knew that was your name, right?
People ask me, "Is that your name?" It's like, yes, I'm aware.
All right, so tell us about Circle Arts Theater.
Sure, Circle Arts Theater. We are in our 54th season. We're located in New Braunfels in Landa Park, and we do 5 major productions in the year. Plus, we have a melodrama during Wars Fest because we're right next door to that. We have youth programs for both young ones and a teen troupe, and we do benefit nights for local nonprofits and a pay what you can night for each of our productions. So it's great.
And right now, y'all have Completely Hollywood Abridged. Let's talk about that.
Yes, that is our current production. It is a comedy, and it takes approximately 200 classic Hollywood movies, and it quotes them or it references them, does scenes from them, makes fun of them, all within the 2-hour time slot that we have.
So this is definitely a show for movie fans,
yes,
right?
If you love movies, if you've seen a movie, you will love this show.
If you can quote a movie.
If you can quote a movie, this is the show for you.
And so how many actors are in the show?
It's actually only a 3-person show.
Great.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a 3-person show, so it's a little bit chaotic. They are constantly backstage changing costumes or getting different props, hats on, off. It's utter chaos. There are actually more tech people than there are actors because it's a little bit insane.
Wow.
So
I can only imagine, right? The chaos there, but wow. I know, we're watching right there, the talented group there. You mentioned how much you were laughing, right, during all this?
Yes. I laugh nonstop. I'm actually director of the show, but my assistant director had to say, we can hear you wheezing. You need to calm that down.
Compliment to them, though, right?
Right.
All right, so you have got a movie trivia game.
I do.
Us, right?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I don't know, but
I think so.
We have no
These
choice.
are easy. So,
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. In Titanic, what gift does Cal give Rose?
The heart of the ocean.
The heart of the ocean.
necklace.
Yeah, it's the necklace.
Yes,
Good job.
yes.
Okay. What does Jack famously say on the bow of the Titanic?
I'm the king of the world! Woohoo!
Very good. Very good. All right. In The Sound of Music, all right, fill in the blank from the song. The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for how many years?
Songs they have sung for 1,000 years.
That was hilarious, yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
So
All
far,
right.
so good.
So far, so good. So far, so good. All right. In Chariots of Fire, which Olympic Games are featured in the film's final scenes?
Paris. Okay.
Paris.
Yeah.
Yes. Year, I'm not sure. What's the year?
1924.
Okay,
but,
there we go.
But can you hum the theme song?
Ready? Together,
Are
shall
you
we?
going to act it out?
Oh, yes. Okay, I'll act.
Bum, bum.
So it comes.
Bum, bum. We're just going to keep going until Jen.
Okay. So I go back. That's the count. All right. You're back. And I'm back. Okay.
And that's where we stopped because that was kind of the edge right there. So
That's as far as you can go.
All right, so 3 people in the show. The run starts next week, right?
Yes, we open next Friday. It's only a 2-weekend run, so we have August 26th through September 4th. It's Thursday. I'm sorry, it is not Thursdays. It is only Fridays and Saturdays at 7:30 and Sundays at 2.
Okay. And can kids come? Ages what?
I recommend 12 and up just because of understanding the references, but it really is for moviegoers. There's nothing that kids wouldn't enjoy about it. It is a slapstick comedy, but just to understand all the references, I'd definitely say 12 and up.
And then to keep up with upcoming shows, just follow you on social media, your website,
absolutely.
all the things.
We have all the things. TikTok,
Okay.
Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want. But yeah, circleartstheater.org.
All right.
Get to know us.
Located there in New Braunfels at Lambda Park. Thank you. For more information on Circle Arts Theater, just head to our website, salive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or just scan that QR code on your screen.
All right, thank you so much, Robin. That was fun. All right, a good way to end the week, but we're talking gratitude, right? Because it's been stressful. A lot of kids going back to school, families, just the chaos, I guess you could say, is back. So we want to know today, what are you grateful for?
Yes, okay, so you start.
Yes.
I think you have a photo,
I do.
right? Okay.
Southwest ISD, they invited me to go speak at their faculty convocation, so I wanted to say I was very grateful to that. It made me think back at the roots, that started this journalism journey and got to speak there, but a great group of people there. So what about you, Fiona?
I survived a 1,300-mile road trip out west with my senior mother and my 3-year-old toddler Sloan. And I came back in one piece, and so did they. But it was so much fun. It was grueling, but good. Great time with
to
them
you,
both.
Fiona,
So
for that.
let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter, and you may see your answer or photo a little later in the show. All right, well, we all need a safe space or little nook to escape the frustrations of the day. And a San Antonio company is creating mini escapes in your yard, bringing the comforts of home into a small sanctuary. I am so paying attention. They call it some elbow room.
Yes, you need a she shed, Fiona. They got you covered. So I got to go check out one of the pods, if you will, and meet the sister duo behind some elbow room. Take a look.
From a creative sanctuary to a home office, Some Elbow Room is making it easier to create a happy space right in your backyard.
The concept is simple.
You're building basically a tiny house right in your backyard. Aaron, Amy, I'm so excited to be here. We have an elbow room here. We're gonna get a sneak peek in a minute, but first we want to talk about how this business started.
It got started because my husband and I, we had a argument during COVID over all my art stuff being around. So I asked him to build me a she shed in the backyard.
Yes, yes.
And I didn't want to get hot because the summer was coming up. And so I just kept telling him, can you put in a mini split? Can you put in walls? Can you just make this more and more comfortable for me? And so he did. It took him all summer, but we built it with the intention of turning it into a business.
So you wanted an art studio, and then your husband put this together. Did people start noticing? Like, hey, what you got back there?
Our neighbors started peeking over the fence and wanting to know what was going on.
Yeah, I know this client has a drum set, right?
Yes.
You mentioned art studio, but yoga, exercise room, home office. A lot of us are working from home. So this seems like a great idea. Amy, you jumped on board. Now you are sisters.
Yes.
So what have you seen? What are some of your favorite projects?
My favorite projects are the ones where people get to explore their hobbies. And so we've had a guy who makes jewelry from wood. I love that one. We've had several different gyms that have been really neat. Aaron and I both love Pilates. So that's been really cool to see to come together.
Our most recent
yesterday,
one.
we have a homeowner who plays the bagpipes.
Wow.
So she's going to use it for
Definitely needs that closed space for the sound.
My absolute favorite is the granny pods. I'm loving how people are bringing in their families and having their moms nearby.
Yes.
They're having all their childcare with their moms and taking care of the grandkids, bringing them close.
You guys are sisters. How has it been working together?
Well, we also live next door to each other.
Wow.
So we really don't get sick of each other. It's kind of nice.
That's
beautiful. We've learned to work really well together. So something that's really important to us is that we're a one-stop shop. We do it all. We give you everything you need to submit for your HOA. We do all the permitting. We try to take care of all those steps so that the customer is literally just waiting for it to be built.
Now that we've seen some of the mini samples of elbow rooms, time to take a look inside this one. Now, first thing I notice is this setup here. I guess it's like almost like a deck, right?
Right. We have a deck option. We do them in a 4-foot depth or an 8-foot depth. And we only use Trex composite. We have 3 different colors that you choose from.
I really like it because I feel like you can, like you did here, you have some nice greenery and you can also decorate, make it very inviting.
Yeah, add rocking chairs and sit outside together.
And you mentioned to me about the siding. Tell me more about that.
Yes, so we love a product that is a James Hardie siding, and it is Color Plus. So all of the color is baked into it. It means you don't have to paint it. It has a 15-year warranty on it.
Nice. And then the lights add a perfect touch too right here.
Yeah, so these come with all of our units.
All right. Ooh, yes. This feels great. The first thing I noticed, it's nice and cool in here.
Each of our units comes with a mini split. It comes with all the interior lights that you see. Everything is fully finished out. It's all part of the package, from the vinyl plank that we use to drywalling and all the electrical packages, even an Ethernet cable in case you want to use it for a home office. Our mission statement is to create a space for the things that are close to your heart to be close to your home.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, I mean, that is exactly how you started it.
Yes. For more information, head over to SALive.com, click the As Seen on SA Live tab, and for more Happy Space inspiration, you can also click the Happy Space tab.
All right, SA Live continues with a team of moms ready to make your life easier. If you don't have time for laundry, organizing, meal prep, and more, guess what? They can do it all.
And next on SA Live, 3 easy dinner ideas for the back-to-school season. That's next. Stay with us.